Hey y'all, with school starting back, that means football season has also go Gamecocks. And so I'm so excited that we are back in school. We have football going. It makes for a really exciting weekend, really exciting time. It's a great season. The leaves start falling, everything becomes pumpkin, and it's amazing. With that being said, you're also making new friends and getting involved with a lot of new people because school year brings that around. With that can come some things that may not be as invited as we thought or as what we were expecting. So today's topic is on how to avoid getting with the wrong crowd and partying. And I just want to share some things that I did in high school and I still do now to avoid being put in situations that we don't want to be in. Whether that's being invited to a place that's doing things that we don't agree with, or just a place in general that is a little uncomfortable for you. Now, when I was in high school, I don't think I've ever been to like a true party. And even last week, my mom called and I said, "Mom, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm at a party. We just prayed, and now everybody's talking." And so she just laughed because she knows that, the parties I go to don't involve any drugs or alcohol. So I have found some ways that I think helped me in high school. Even now, because I'm at a college that's Christian-centered, I don't have those struggles of going to parties near as much. But in high school, they were definitely around. And there are some things that I did to keep from that happening. And the first thing is, if there was ever a situation where you are somewhere, even if you're just hanging out with a bunch of friends and somebody brings something that you don't want to be a part of or you don't want to get caught with, then go home. One time that did happen while I was just hanging with a group of friends, and I called my mom and told her what happened, and me and a bunch of other people that didn't want to be there just came back to my house. And so, your parents are going to be there for you, especially if you're doing the right thing. They want you to be safe just as much as you don't want to be in trouble. So if that's your first step has to be, then don't bother, don't worry about calling your parents because they're just going to be happy that you're safe. That is the number one thing you should always do if you're ever in a situation where you don't feel like you're safe. Now, before you go out, if you do realize, like, hey, we might be going to somewhere I don't agree with, or that maybe we probably shouldn't, or even yourself, I would just try to suggest some other things. And one of those things is bowling. I love to bowl. It is so much fun. It makes everybody competitive. It's usually pretty cheap, too, especially if you all go as a group. There's sometimes discounts. Roller rink is the same thing. You can go and just have fun. That one's just a little more challenging for some people. Now, if you grew up in a town like me, you didn't have either of those things. I grew up in Chapin, where those didn't exist. Now, the movie theater is always a great option because everybody loves to watch movies. It's a little bit more expensive, but I also didn't have a movie theater in my town. We had one accessible, but we didn't. It was a little bit too far as high schoolers to go all the time. But some things you can do, and what we did was, you all go park your car in the Walmart parking lot. And y'all are going to make fun of me for it, but I'm telling you, I had some of the best time of my life. One time, it was real late on a Friday night. When I say real late, I mean like 9 o'clock. And our principal pulled up, and he said hello, and we just talked to him for a little while, and we had the best of time because, we weren't getting in trouble. We were just all wanting to hang out, and that was a place away from the parents that we could just go sit. And luckily, there was a Sonic there, too. And so when that hangout place may not be a Walmart or a Sonic, it could be Cookout, or there could be any other restaurant that everybody can just come and gather around in and eat, or just even park your cars as long as you're not causing any trouble there. And the other thing you can always do is just invite people over to watch a movie or a TV show, or rent something from Redbox, because that's just an easy way to get everybody together. You can play games. One of my friends just had a taco night, and we all just had tacos, and it was so much fun, and it didn't involve anybody getting into any kind of trouble. So I hope these are helpful to you all, because I know how hard it is sometimes when you're invited, you want to feel cool, and sometimes you're supposed to say, hey, well, why don't we go do this instead, and you're not turning them down, but you're just turning down the situation. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope you have a great football season. I hope your school year is starting so good. And as always, feel free to ask me any questions and embrace different. Today's devotion comes from Romans 16:17, and it says, I urge you, brothers and sisters, to watch out for those who cause divisions and put obstacles in your way that are contrary to the teaching that you've learned. Keep away from them. Now, we all know that there are going to be obstacles always facing us, no matter what we're doing, but as long as you are staying away from them as much as possible and staying away from the people that put you in those situations, you're going to be just fine. So I hope that helps you guys. Have an awesome week.